When jumping into Beast Morphers episode 1, it already feels different than the rest of the Neo Saban era. This feels like a more modern traditional Power Ranger season versus a season where it feels like it's trapped in time. And as soon as we get into that episode minutes later, we see exactly where in the franchise this series is connected. This is the newest team, and usually we have to wait until a crossover to acknowledge the connection to the rest of the franchise. But here, right in episode 1, we get acknowledgement of the Morphing Grid and past villains, Galvanax, Sledge, Lord Zed, etc. And I felt like this is a real positive note to Beast Morphers. Never in a series before did we acknowledge past seasons right at the beginning of the franchise, or the season. And later on, as the series progresses, we see subtle nods to different Power Ranger teams in past seasons. But unlike Super Mega Force, Beast Morphers still told its own story. And later on, when we actually get to the series finale, we find out it's actually a continuation of another story. Most of the times in Power Rangers past, when we see this, we see the writers fumble the bag pretty much at the start. Now, by all means, I am not saying this is a pitch perfect season, but what they try to do and what they actually succeed at, I think they do it better than most seasons that came before them. Even to the point where we actually got a proper clip show, granted with horrible dub voicing, where we get subtle nods and past acknowledgements of past villains. And for that, this makes it one of the more compelling and interesting Power Ranger seasons. Not to mention the fact that basically each Ranger in this season has some type of side story going on, what actually makes it interesting to keep watching these characters. And when it comes to side characters involving the Rangers, I think Beast Morphers has some of the best non-Ranger side characters, and especially in the parent department. Most of the time when we get Ranger parents, unless they were Power Rangers themselves, we barely saw them being active. But as far as non-Power Ranger parents goes, Beast Morphers probably has the most active non-Power Ranger parents. Obviously, we had Robbie's mom, who was in charge with Grid Battle Force. We had Mayor Daniels, Devin's father. And then we had Zoe's mother, the news reporter. And these weren't one-off side note characters. No, some of them got involved in some of the heaviest plot points in the series. And a lot of them were involved in the character growth of the Rangers. In a lot of past Power Ranger seasons, we didn't really get that. We are still left with the mystery of who they really are. And as far as the villain department goes, since it is a continuation story, for how they executed it, I think they did it the best way possible. Could they have done better? Sure. But they could have also done a way lot worse, and we've seen that in the past in this franchise. Overall, this is definitely one of the more enjoyable Power Ranger seasons, and modern fans definitely got spoiled. Now it's on to Power Rangers Dino Fury.